Okay, so hope you guys all enjoyed the warm-up. Can you believe that was actually me in that Spider-Man outfit? That's what Mrs. Dormer got me for Christmas. Hope you thought it looked good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the warm-up. We're now going to go on to our main lesson together. We're going to do a bit of a balance and coordination lesson together. I've got some different bits of sports equipment that I'm going to use, but you guys, you can use anything else that you can find around the house that might be similar to the beanbags and balls that I'm going to use. So you might use socks. You could roll up your socks into a ball. You might have tennis balls there. You might be able to use some fruit. If you're not going to eat it, you might have some apples or something that you could use instead of balls. Use your imaginations, think what you can. If you haven't got something, don't worry, just move on to another exercise. If you have got something, great, we can do that all together. Like I said, I've got a bit of equipment here, so I'm going to get it out as I go along, but you guys just try to think of something that you could use if you haven't got exactly the same as me. So, like I said, we are looking at balancing and coordination. Now, we've spoken about balance in our lessons before. Balance, we know, is not wobbling, not falling over. We can balance on different body parts, or we could balance along things. So you could balance along a bench or on a beam, or you might need to balance a ball on a tennis racket. So there's lots and lots of different types of balances, okay? And we're gonna look at some balancing with equipment today. So balancing with a beanbag or an orange or an apple or a pair of socks, whatever you've got, okay? So that's the main part of our lesson. We're also going to be doing some coordination as well. I'm sure we spoke about coordination before. Coordination is where our eyes see something and they tell our bodies how to do it, okay? So if I was throwing and catching a ball, my eyes need to watch the ball, tell my hands how and when to catch it, I can bring it into my chest. Or if I was throwing a ball up in the air, I watch the ball in the air, I watch it and I can bring it down into my chest, okay? So it's all about coordination. It's our eyes seeing something, telling our bodies how to do it. And that's what we're going to be looking at today, our balance and our coordination. Like I said, the main things I'm going to be using are going to be balls and beanbags, but you guys, you can use anything else if you haven't got balls or beanbags in your houses, okay? So let's get on with our first job. Our first bit is going to be moving around the room, trying to collect all of our objects, okay? So like I said, I've got some balls and beanbags here. I'm going to put out 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, okay? So I've got 10 objects on the floor there. Like I said, it could be any objects you want. I've got balls and beanbags here. But the first thing you're going to do is you're going to time yourself to see how quickly you can collect all these objects and get them back into the bucket. Let's see how I do. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, I missed it. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I managed to get all my objects back in the bucket in 14 seconds. See if you guys can beat that, okay? I think I missed the bucket at one point there, so I might have been faster if I made sure I got it in the bucket. But that's looking at our coordination, because our eyes are looking where the objects are, they're telling our hands how to pick it up, and then our eyes are looking at where their object's got to go in my bucket, and I try to get it in my bucket. My coordination wasn't very good though, because I missed the bucket once, so I must get better next time. But give that a go, see if you can beat your score. Give it 3 goes and see what your quickest time is. Try to beat me, 14 seconds I got. Good, so that's your first activity. Pause the video if you want to, give it a go, and then come back. We're going to move on to our next bit now though. So, the next thing is we are going to pick up the beanbags and we're going to try to do some catching of the beanbags, and we're going to make it harder as we go along. So, like I said, this is coordination, okay? Our eyes need to watch the object, they need to watch the toy or the orange or the ball, whatever you're using, and they tell your hands how and when to catch it. So, I've got my beanbag here, just going to do a little throw above my head, I watch it and I catch it, okay? That time, the thing I could do better is look where my hands are. I should really be bringing that beanbag into my body. So, up in the sky, bring it into my body. But if you watch, my eyes are watching every time that beanbag goes in the sky, I bring it back into my body, okay? So that just means that if we were playing a sport like maybe cricket, to get somebody out in cricket, you need to be able to catch the ball, okay? And that's what I'm practicing here with my beanbag, I'm catching it. If I didn't bring it into my body, it might slip through my hands and fall on the floor. And in a sport like cricket, the person wouldn't be out if that happens. So it's important that we keep the ball nice and safe by bringing it into our body. Let me see if we can do 10 catches. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yes, managed to do it. But that was only level 1 because I was using 2 hands. I'm going to make it a bit more difficult by trying to only catch it with 1 hand. But what I want you to think about is your throw, okay? Because it's no good if you're really, really good at catching the beanbag or the ball. If your throw's no good, your throw needs to be a nice, sensible throw. If I throw it as high as I can, there's a good chance my beanbag's going to end up over there or over there. It needs to be a controlled throw just above my head. And it's the same sort of height every time I throw the beanbag or throw the ball. So this time, I'm going to try to do 5 catches this time, but only catching it with my right hand. Wish me luck. Here we go. 1, 2, still watching it. 3, 4, still trying to bring it into my body. 5. Yes, I did it. You guys give that a go as well. See if you can do 5 catching it with 1 hand. If you manage to do that, and that's a big if because that is tricky with 1 hand, why not try it with your weaker hand? Now, my weaker hand is my left hand. I find it a bit trickier to catch things with my left hand. Let's see if I can do 5 with my weaker hand. Ready? Here we go. 1, oh, just about. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, just about. So I did 10 catches, throwing it up, catching it with 2 hands, 5 catches, catching it with my right hand, and 5 catches, catching it with my left hand, okay? Like I said, if you haven't had a chance yet, pause the video now, give the 3 levels a go. Don't just do it once. If you do it once and you do it, maybe try to catch it more times. If you find it difficult, don't move on yet. Spend a few minutes trying to catch that beanbag, trying to catch that ball, okay? If you can't catch it 5 times in a row, see if you can catch it 3 times in a row, okay? But give it your best shot. Okay, so pause now if you need to. If you're ready to move on, we're gonna move on to the next skill. So, next thing, we're gonna try to make it a little trickier, okay? That time, we were catching it, but we had all the time to watch the ball or the beanbag. This time, we're gonna put a little clap in the middle, okay? So I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking about looking at the beanbag, I'm thinking about catching the beanbag, but I'm also thinking about clapping my hands. So, back to catching with 2 hands, but this time with a clap in the middle. Are we ready? 5 catches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Give that a try. See if you can do it. Okay. See if you can maybe put 2 claps in between. Maybe you can do 3 claps. But the idea is you must be catching the beanbag. If you're not catching it, you're clapping too much. You've got to keep your eye on it and catch it as well. So let's see if I can do 3 claps. Oh, just about. Did I bring it into my body though? No, I didn't. Must remember that. Okay, here we go. Just about. One more try. Oh, see if you can do any more than 3 claps. If you can, take a video, ask your mums or dads, brothers or sisters, anybody to take a video of you doing it. Send it to your class teacher or send it to me if you know my email address. Send it to one of them and they will show me, okay? Show me how many claps you can do with catching that beanbag. Good job. Okay, give that a try with the claps and then we're going to move on to our next task. So, moving on. Oh, yes. This was the bit that I forgot. This was the trickiest level. You ready for level extreme? This is going to be difficult. Never tried this before, so let's see if I can do it this time. I'm going to throw the beanbag. I'm going to try to turn around. It's called a 360 where you go all the way around and I'm going to try to catch it. You ready? So it's in my hand, throw it in the air, I turn. Oh, dropped it. Let's give it one more go. So up in the air, turn around. Oh, I did catch it, but I didn't turn all the way around. Let's try one more time. Here we go. Up in the air, turn. Yeah! Give it a go, okay? Can you do the 360 and catch? But be careful of any furniture that you might have in the room. We don't want to knock over any glasses or vases or anything. So make sure you've got a nice, clear, open space if you're going to give that one a try. So that's our coordination with our beanbag. That's our eyes watching something, telling our bodies how to do it, okay? Coordination, throwing and catching. Next, we're going to move on to balancing with our beanbag. And we're going to think about different parts of our body that we can balance the beanbag on. We're going to work from the top all the way down to the bottom. Some parts of our body will be easier to balance the beanbag than other parts, okay? So, if I'm thinking about the top of my body, The top is my head. So that's the first place you're going to try to balance your beanbag. And I want you to place the beanbag on your head and just stand still and see if you can keep it there. Mine fell off. Let me give it another go. So, it's on your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not too bad. Now you're going to try to turn your head and keep it balanced. To one side, to the middle, to the other side. This is going to be tricky if you're using an apple or something. Maybe you might need to use, I don't know, a sock maybe for this one. You can keep turning to the side, head back to the middle, to the side, head back to the middle. Let's try one more to the side. Oh no, drops it that time. So it is tricky. You've got to try to keep your head nice and still and try to keep control over the beanbag and over your body moving. So that was turning my head to the side. Next, I'm going to try to do a little 360 again, but this time I'm not trying to catch the beanbag. This time I'm trying to keep the beanbag on my head. So I'm going to walk myself in a circle. Are we ready? Walk in. Not bad. Maybe I can go the other way. Good. Maybe you could go around a sofa in your house. Maybe you could go to your front door, see if anybody's at your front door, come back, trying to balance that beanbag on your head. So my beanbag still up there? Just about. So, good job. That's the first part of your body you're balancing the beanbag on. Next, we're going to make our way down. Next part, we're going to look at these. What are these called? Your shoulders. Good job. So, on your shoulder again. Oh, that wasn't very good. Okay, on my shoulder. It's like a parrot sitting there on my shoulder. Can I move my arm with it on my shoulder? Move it up and down. Just controlled. If I moved it too quickly, what would happen? Beanbag would fall off. Go for another one of your walks. See if you can balance that beanbag walking around your front room or wherever you're doing this, your playroom, wherever you might be. See if you can keep it balanced. Good, not too bad. Then you can try the other shoulder. We could then try to balance it on our arm like this, our other arm like this, or really easy one, balancing it in your hand like this. But I'm going to start looking at balancing it on my legs, okay? So this is where we get quite difficult because I need to balance on one leg and keep the beanbag balance on the other leg. So I'm going to lift my right leg in the air. I'm going to place my beanbag on top. Oh, see, I told you it was tricky. I'm going to place my beanbag on top. My arms are out, keeping my body still, trying to stay balanced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, just about 5 and it drops on the floor. So, that's it balanced. Could you, once you got it nice and flat, could you try to move your leg? So I'm trying to straighten my leg to keep that beanbag balanced. This is really, really tricky now. Can I move it back? Oh no, drops off. It's not easy. You've got to give these things a try. It's not easy. Try it on the other leg. So there we go. Balancing on my right leg this time. Left leg lifted in the air. Can I move my left knee? Trying to keep it still. Oh no, it drops off again. I must concentrate. My problem is that I'm looking at the camera and I'm not looking at the beanbag. Let me try again. So, there we go. A little bit better. Now I'm looking at the beanbag. It's a little bit easier for me to do. I can move my leg and I can see what's happening. It's that coordination again. Good. Last place you're going to try to balance your beanbag, or you can come up with some other ways if you want, but the last way I'm going to show you to balance your beanbag is by balancing it on your foot. And this is a bit like a football skill because footballers, they can balance footballs on their feet. Let's see if you can balance a beanbag on your foot. I don't know if you can see it down there. There it is on my foot. And if you're feeling like you really want to show us a nice trick, you might be able to flick it up in the air. Can you do one of our catches? So it's bringing in our skill that we did before, our coordination, throwing and catching, bit of balancing, up in the air, can we catch it? Then try it on the other foot. So here we go, balancing it on the other foot, arms out, looking at the beanbag, here it goes, up in the air. Oh, bring it into my body. Good, give it a try. See if you can think of some other body parts you could balance it on. You could bend over, balance it on your back. There's lots and lots of ways that you could balance the beanbag, okay? But it's just thinking about them different parts of our body and keeping our body under control. Good job. Right, I'm going to hold it there That's 15 minutes of good work. Some of you might have been stopping and going off and trying on your own as well. So I think that's a good exercise, a good workout done. It's not an exercise that really got our hearts going this time. It wasn't a cardio workout. Instead, it was more about control, balance, and like I said, coordination as well. But I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you managed to do a few of the different exercises. We're going to finish off in a minute with a little bit of a cool down, but I'm going to stop this video for now, then come back and do the cool down with some lovely cool down music. See you soon, guys. Well done for all your coordination and all your balancing. Hope to see you back in school soon. Bye.